think it's important to zoom out whenever you're talking about crypto. We see volatility day to day, we see it week to week, month to month. But when you look over the last decade, Bitcoin has been the top performing asset against all asset classes.
Bitcoin is down, yes, but not out. Today popping above 60,000. When in doubt, zoom out. On longer term timeframes, Bitcoin is going in one direction, up and to the right.
I've said before, if Bitcoin's not going to zero, it's going to a million. The real question is it legitimate asset? If it's a legitimate institutional asset, everybody is underallocated to it.
Like, I'm bullish in 2024. US presidential elections coming up, both sides trying to pump the economy as much as they can. Whether you like this or dislike this, whether you think this is a big deal or not, this is an example of how election years are different.
Yesterday, you did something so great, and I don't know how many people are aware of it, but you got this thing with the airline passed, that now when an airline, for some reason, screws you up and doesn't let you, whether you can't make the flight, they used to give you a credit, but now they are forced to refund you. And I think that's a huge deal.
Again, the point of this is to show you that politicians are on their best behavior during election years.
There's a lot of junk fees too. For example, banks can't charge you $35 for overdrafts anymore. They'll charge you $3 or $8. I mean, whole range of things that matter.
And crypto is just orders of magnitude above where it ever has been in its history, with regulations being better than ever, with plumbing and infrastructure being better than ever, with giants like BlackRock doing things like this with not just Bitcoin, but with Ethereum and tokenization in general.
I see value in having an Ethereum ETF. As I said, these are just stepping stones towards tokenization. You want to talk about issues around money laundering and all that. This eliminates all corruption by having a tokenized system.
Not to mention, the M2 money supply is going up again. Look at this. Send it.
And here we go.
Let's get into some facts and figures. Let me update you on everything you need to know going on in crypto. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We keep you updated on the crypto markets on a daily basis. And like the CFO of Coinbase says, this volatility is totally normal, but don't lose sight of the forest for the trees.
It's also important to note when you look at all past prior bull runs where you see price appreciation over a period of time, there's been intra-week, intraday, intra-month corrections to the price. We're prepared for the volatility. It's just another day in crypto. It doesn't mean that the long term doesn't continue to be as rosy as it was last week.
So speaking of Coinbase, Q1 numbers are in and they're bullish. And while it is important to note these are lagging indicators, they're really reflections on what happened last quarter. Bullish metrics like this are important and kind of reorient everybody looking at these numbers to see that, wow, there's a lot of value here. So Coinbase Q1 earnings are in. Coinbase generated $1.6 billion in revenue during Q1 of 2024. This is compared to $736 million for the same period in 2023. Also, transaction revenue across both institutional and consumer clients increased $1 billion.
Q1 was a very strong quarter for Coinbase, and we saw growth across the board, driven by the strong market conditions, but we also saw the product investments that we've made over the last 2 years really pay off. So we gained market share across spot and derivatives trading. We saw all-time highs on our Prime platform, which is our institutional platform. We accelerated adoption and scalability of Base, our layer 2 blockchain, which is designed to bring people on chain and into the next generation of crypto applications. And really, we just continue to make strides at building a stronger, more durable, diversified revenue streams.
It's not just Coinbase. Crypto exchanges across the board are seeing amazing numbers. Binance Exchange just hit 190 million users. 200 million users are in sight, according to Richard Tang, the new CEO of Binance. And of course, it's not just centralized crypto exchanges anymore. Uniswap wallets more than doubled over the past year, 140% increase from 3 million in May of 2023 to 7.2 million in May of 2024. The doubling comes as Uniswap surpasses a historic 2 trillion in cumulative trading volume in early April. And if we really dive into some of these Q1 metrics, particularly versus last cycle, we see that retail isn't even here yet. What can we learn from Coinbase retail trading volumes over Q1 versus prior years? Well, number one, we learn that this is going to be an institutional-driven cycle. Institutions are coming in hot. Number two, most of the money that poured in over the last year were not from new participants. They were from people that were already here, just sidelined, waiting for bullish signs, or tourists on hiatus from last cycle that came back as soon as we broke all-time highs again. And number three, and just in general, the conditions for this cycle totally different from the conditions in 2020, 2021. No stimulus checks, no retail stuck at home, no quarantine. The biggest takeaway for me is that retail hasn't even entered yet. Compare this data to 2021 and you see that retail isn't even here yet. Retail was here in 2021. Institutions were here in 2021. And yet still, the institutional data is not as high as it was in 2021. We still have much more of this bull market to go.
Your institutional transaction revenue was up 133% quarter over quarter, stronger, a lot smaller, yet stronger than consumer transaction revenue. Do you expect that to continue?
You know, we definitely have seen an increase in institutions coming into crypto. I think it's important to remember in the last bull market in 2021, this was just when institutions started to adopt crypto. And they've continued to be steadily growing their exposure to this asset class over time. So over the long run, yes, I expect to see more institutions come into this space. But as we look quarter to quarter, I think it ebbs and flows. And I think we could see different trends impacting consumers and institutions. And so we don't look at just one quarter of impact to say this is a durable trend. But over the last few years, we've definitely seen increasing institutional adoption, and we expect that to increase.
I like Michael Saylor. I think Michael Saylor is spot on when it comes to Bitcoin. However, Michael Saylor just went on record saying that the SEC will classify Ethereum as a security and reject spot Ethereum ETFs. In fact, mentioning Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Ripple, Cardano, all by name, saying they will be deemed securities this summer. I don't know. Do you think Michael Saylor has any inside knowledge on these specific altcoins, or do you think this is just wishful thinking by him? Or even just the way that Michael Saylor frames the importance of Gary Gensler and the SEC's classification of crypto in general? Like, what do you make of this?
And when Ethereum is not going to be approved, sometime this summer, it'll be very clear to everyone that Ethereum is deemed a crypto asset security, not a commodity. After that, you're going to see that Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Ripple, Cardano, everything down the stack is just a crypto asset security unregistered. None of them will ever be wrapped by a spot ETF. None of them will be accepted by Wall Street. None of them will be accepted by mainstream institutional investors as crypto assets. This is the one universal consensus accepted institutional grade crypto asset in the world. There won't be another one.
I don't know. Call me crazy, but I'm bullish on altcoins. I'm bullish on crypto, especially with metrics like this, metrics we're seeing. Base, Coinbase's Ethereum L2, processed over 2 times more transactions than Ethereum itself in the last 30 days. And it's not just Base as the L2. There are a lot of sustainable L2s. Metis is self-sustainable by design. Metis's EDF, the Metis Ecosystem Development Fund, EDF, is a 4.6 million Metis fund dedicated to bootstrapping development, liquidity, activity, and adoption in the Metis ecosystem. So the Metis EDF fuels our growth and boosts network activity with rewards. More transactions means more revenue for users, builders, and Metis. The network shares go back to the EDF, sustaining perpetual incentives for network activity. I'm just trying to show you that cool things are happening in crypto. The first LimeWire token burn of their second token burn is completed. We successfully kicked off our second burn program today with 44 million in USD tokens burned. And to me, it's all about revenue. What protocols are generating revenue, and bonus points if that revenue is shared to the community. The 12th Palm revenue share distribution has been sent out. In total, 700 wallets received revenue share, with the lowest amount being $3 and the highest amount being $2,400. The distribution remained consistent, with only a minor increase of receiving wallets compared to the previous distribution. The project, Palm AI, has now distributed approximately $375,000 US so far, a testament to the continued success and growth of the project. I like Karate Combat. I think they have a great product. I love watching the fights. I love participating on the app. And it's cool how consistently and constantly and how often they promote their token within the fights.
A whopping 12.3 million Karate tokens placed in up-only gaming votes by our token holders this evening. Joe Schilling, 60% of our token holders think he's going to get the job done tonight.
Franklin Templeton just put out a big report on Solana. Solana accelerated adoption. I mean, you should read through this yourself. Solana survived the FTX collapse in late 2022, emerged even stronger in 2023. In the past year, Solana has seen significant growth demonstrated in an increase in both total fees and DEX volumes on the network. It's cool that Franklin Templeton is putting this out. And Polkadot, Q1 ecosystem growth is in. Daily active addresses hit an all-time high of 500,000, 48% up quarter over quarter. XCM messages up almost 100% quarter over quarter, 300% over the past 6 months. And of course, Gavin Wood, the founder, just put out a new game plan called JAM, Join Accumulation Machine. Mina Protocol and Celestia partnering for better tech. Sui Network achieving a throughput of 800 plus transactions per second today. The blockchain is being used and easily handled by the Sui blockchain. And this comes on the 1-year anniversary of the Sui mainnet.
You're here because you're excited about Sui, you want to learn about Sui. Sui is the universal coordination layer that's going to power the future.
Look, my friends, now is the time to be serious about your crypto journey. Now is the time. 2024 is the year. 2025 is the year. We are Altcoin Daily, updating you on a daily basis. We talk about things the mainstream media will not cover. If they do, never in any depth like we do. Subscribe to the channel, join our team. See you tomorrow.